Maxie was really gonna hurt. Oh, baby, look at this.
Anthony, look, I get the fact that you're having insecurity issues. And I get the fact you want somebody to make you feel like the man, and I get it. But this is what makes you corny, to be honest. The fact that you gotta have so many women make you feel good. You're asking Rolanda something, and I don't even know why you're asking her, knowing how she feels about Amber and what Amber did to her. I don't, for the life of me, understand why in the world is it you want to sit up here and do this to Rolanda and keep bringing up Amber. I'm like, Rolanda, if you want to move on from her, then by all means, you should move on. So I wouldn't sit up here and worry about the fact that Amber thinks you're corny. If you and Amber are not going to be together, give me just a second. So anyway, like I said, I'm not even surprised about Anthony and his insecurity issues. Then you go on to Piari and asking Piari the same thing. You done asked Chase. How many more people do you need to ask to get some type of self-esteem, self-worth, and self-value? My whole thing is, if you the man, you don't need any type of validation from nobody. Why do you need validation? Validation for what? You don't need validation. If you the man like you claim to be, then you don't need any type of validation. You'll be like, okay, I'm the man. If Amber don't want me, that's fine. I can move on, and I got Shayla, and Shayla appreciates me. Shayla values me. Be where you want it. Don't be somewhere where you ain't. We all know that Amber wants Wayne. It don't matter whether she's with Victor or if she's with Kelvin. If Wayne was to come back and say that I want you back, I want to be with you, trust, believe Amber would do just that. She'd go back. Wayne is her kryptonite. Wayne will always be her kryptonite. She messed around with Mike with Wayne, even though she wanted him so bad from Rolanda, and still ended up with Wayne. She messed around with Wayne with you. So what makes me think that no matter what man that Amber gets with, Wayne is always going to be her kryptonite? He just is. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not even going to go there when it comes to this situation with Amber. Amber is her own worst disaster. I understand what y'all are saying about Brittany, but Brittany and Shayla are not the same. Amber is not with Kelvin. Amber is up and down when it comes to Kelvin. So at the end of the day, you can't compare apples to oranges. Plus, Amber kissed Dalen. So we're not gonna do apples and oranges in this situation. So like I said, at the end of the day, Amber needs to understand that she needs to keep her mouth closed and stop telling everybody everything, and just, keep her mouth closed. But unfortunately, she just can't do that for some reason. I don't know why, but she can't. I don't know why she can't do that, but she can't. And that's why she ends up with these situations. That's why her friends end up with the men that she's interested with. And that's why she's going through what she's going through, because Amber does not want to change. So Anthony, if Shayla is giving you what you need, then you need to go ahead on, and you need to go ahead and let it go. And you need to go ahead on and just be with Shayla and call it a day. If Shayla caters to your ego, if Shayla is trying to be the woman for you, then that's who you need to be with, and stop worrying about Amber. Go ahead and get the divorce and let it be that. That's all you got to do, is just get the divorce and move on. If Amber wants that house, like I said, the best thing to do, Anthony, is sell the house. Just sell the house. Y'all split the profits down the middle and call it a day. That's all you need to do. That's it. That's all. You ain't got to do nothing else. Just go ahead and sell the house. get another house, and start over. If you want your house back that bad, give Amber 30 days. You and Shayla move into the house. And because Shayla has a restraining order against Amber, she would have to move out. It ain't nothing that she could do. Because if he's letting her move into the house, and being that her name is not on that house, Amber would have to move. So, Anthony, if you really want your house back, then all you need to do is have Shayla move in and get a restraining order. That's it. But no, you want to make it seem like you want to work things out with Amber when you don't. And like I said, you forget how you treated Amber when she was pregnant. You remember everything you put her through when she was actually pregnant? I think you have forgotten the way you sat up there and talked about her like a dog, the way you yelled at her. And this was like when she found out she was pregnant. And like I said, it's just crazy the fact that you seem to forget how you treated her right after Wayne. So like I said, miss me, Anthony. Because Amber questioned herself no differently than you did. She questioned herself based on the way you treated her. So like I said, both of y'all are in the same predicament as far as I'm concerned. Seriously, it just doesn't make sense, the fact that you're sitting up here making it seem like that you're the one that's the one that's hurting. I'm just a little lost on that, because you're not the one. Like I said, and yes, Amber did what she did, and yes, it was absolutely wrong, and I don't condone what Amber did. And Amber did not tell you she slept with Wayne, that she still had feelings for Wayne. You two went through the same thing with the same being. And Wayne is no different than Shayla is when it comes to this situation. And I'm going to stand on that. Because what Wayne did to Anthony is no differently than what Shayla did to Amber. And even though, Anthony and Wayne were not the best of friends, they're business partners, which makes it worse. So again, I don't condone what either one of them did. I don't think neither one of them should be together, being the fact they both cheated, because they're never going to be able to trust each other, number one. And number two, there's no coming back from this situation. So I don't even understand, why is this conversation even remotely an issue here? At the end of the day, like I said, if Amber decides to go back, that's really, truly speaking, on her. I'm just a little different on the situation, but at the end of the day, this is something they got to deal with. So it is what it is. But Anthony, just go ahead on and get divorced. Like I said, you don't love Amber. Amber don't love you. Both of y'all need to move on. Both of y'all cheated. One is not better than the other. And that's just the way I see it. Both of y'all in the wrong. Neither one of y'all have leverage. Both of you have something to lose, because both of you got businesses. And it ain't going to do nothing but cancel each other out. That's the only thing that's going to happen. Amber has the restaurant. Amber has other businesses. Amber has to put up her income too. So it's not just his. So it may come out that Amber may just leave with her last name and Anthony may leave with what he got. But he don't know until they go through the assets. Dude, just sign the papers and go ahead and just get divorced. Because if you sitting there questioning yourself and you sitting there going through all of this, then dude, let it go and move on with your life. Just move on. Because it don't make no sense what y'all are doing. It don't make sense at all. Let it go. Please, for the love of God, just let it go. Like I said, it just don't make no sense what y'all are sitting up here doing. Both of y'all. Just let it go, and both of you move on away from each other. You don't need to be together. You don't need to